Hi, I'm Dana. I still haven't figured out what angle or setup or whatever I want for this. And you're joining me with wet hair, having just recently showered, because I wanted to have a bath because I'm in pain, so you're starting to see where the inspiration for the video came from. I'm also concerned his purrs are a bit loud, but sorry, my cat's happy. So to just dive right into the video though, for anyone new, I grew up with an older brother who was autistic, so we talked about autism quite a lot within my household. And one of the things that quite consistently came up was not to trust my brother's reactions to pain because he's autistic, so he has a really high pain tolerance. And it was very much seen as though he's not going to feel pain in the same way as everyone else. It's just not going to connect in his brain that he's in pain in the same way that it does for other people. And in my opinion, I think it's that we don't, or at least for me, talking from my experience as someone who was later diagnosed myself, it's very much that I don't present the pain response that people are expecting. So they may assume that I'm not in pain. So some early examples of that would be when I fell when I was in year 3 in school. So I would have been 7 or 8. And I broke my wrist and I didn't cry. So everyone told me it's not broken because you didn't cry. You'd be crying if you'd broken a bone. You must be fine. It's just a sprain. Get over it, kind of thing. And then my mum came in at dinner time and she knew that I also didn't really exhibit pain signals in the same way that the regular kid would. So she was immediately like, "It's swollen. She can't move her fingers. The wrist is fucked. We're going to the hospital." And it was broken. And I had to have a cast, and it was a whole thing. And I had a lot of times like that throughout my childhood where I'd have accidents. There was a point when I cut my leg open quite horribly and I just sort of walked home holding it closed and was hurt my leg. There was the time that my brother pushed me off this ride-on, sit-on tractor thing that I had, and I landed on the spoke of a bike and it punctured a little hole into my back and it was bleeding quite profusely. I remember just going to my dad and being like, "Will's just pushed me and now I'm bleeding," and I was just sort of dripping blood all over the floor. And it's one of those things where it hurts. I'm feeling the pain exactly like everyone else would feel the pain of that happening. It really fucking hurts. Crying ain't gonna help me, you know? And I don't mean that in the way that a lot of people do with the toxic positivity or just general toxic shit around crying. Because if I'm upset, I'll cry. If I watch a sad film, I'll cry. There's just some things make me cry, and that's my natural response to the thing that is happening. And when I'm in pain, I need to explain that I'm in pain. I need to let people know what's going on so that I can get help, so that I can stop being in pain. Crying and getting upset just isn't the reaction that I have. It's not a conscious choice. It's not that I'm keeping it all inside, man. My brain goes into logic, problem solving. We need to explain this to people so that we can get help. Crying just is not the response that I have naturally to pain whatsoever. And the few times that I did have big crying reactions as a kid, it was usually because of the panic. One of the first times I ever tried to ride a bike, and the last time I rode a bike for 6 years after that, my parents had me coming down the big hill that we lived on as a kid. "Why did you teach me to ride my bike on a big fucking hill?" And I'd come down it quite fast and fell off. And it was one of those where I wasn't particularly injured, and my mum checked me over and she was like, "You're crying because it was a surprise, it was a shock, you panicked. You're not crying because you're hurt." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And don't comfort me or anything, just explain my emotions to me. But the majority of situations, if I was not seriously hurt, I had that reaction of crying and being a child that's just fallen over or whatever. And it was very much the shock of it, "Oh fuck, I'm overwhelmed, that was a lot, I didn't know what just happened," or fucking hell, you know? Whereas when it was I'm hurt and I need assistance with this pain, something has happened to me, I need help, my brain just reacted in the way of we do this to get help. There's no point, not that there's no point crying over it, but I feel that's what my subconscious brain does, and that as such the tears just don't happen. Because I'm very much not someone if I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry. If I'm not, I'm not. I can't control that. It's just a physical response. So I feel that should have been quite clear to my parents, to be fair. But there were a lot of pains that I complained about and continue to complain about that just were not taken seriously and were not heard and were very much dismissed. I had a lot of things I would be taken to the doctor for, and the doctor would either tell me it was my weight or just be like, "Oh, that's weird, isn't it?" And then my parents would be like, well, the doctor didn't fix it, so what do you want us to do? Stop complaining about it, just don't tell us about it again. We can't do anything about it if they can't. So I was quite consistently throughout my childhood told that I had growing pains when my hips and my knees and my ankles and just like everything felt like it was hurting, and I would be complaining to my parents and tell them like, I can't go for the family walk, I can't do PE at school, like I don't even want to walk to school because my body hurts, everything hurts. Like, yes, I'm refusing to do PE in school because it hurts my body. Like, my body already hurts, and then moving it and doing anything just makes it hurt more. And I was just always told it was growing pains. And then when I got into like my later teens and early 20s, I was told, oh, it's because you're overweight. And then I lost the weight, and when I've gone back to the doctors about it, they've done a blood test and been like, you're low in iron. And I'm like, I've had the exact same pains for my entire life that are gradually getting worse, and every single time it's been something different, and I've had complete, huge, massive lifestyle changes that, I'm sorry, but if it was this one specific thing that I've been told that it is, whichever one it was, something about it would have changed, you know? Like, I had a year where I was going to the gym consistently and doing yoga every single morning and eating really well, and the pain did not stop. It was worse because I then also ached from the gym. And that's the thing, is like, there is already just a base level of pain that I live with that I was not aware of for the first 25 years of my life, because I was told it's growing pains, it's because you're overweight, that's how everyone feels achy after they exercise. It's not that I already have quite a high base level of pain and then exercising like makes it fucking worse. It's just that everyone feels that way after exercising. There was this like constant just sort of societal gaslighting of like, there's no actual pain. Like, having situations more recently where I've really had to sit and realise like, my body hurts, I'm in active pain, like I am experiencing pain that other people are not experiencing, and I'm aware that this isn't necessarily like a part of the autism experience, but also so many of us have like coexisting conditions that I kind of feel like there is a level to which it is part of the autistic experience. And also, while we were just on this topic really quickly, please don't diagnose me in the comments. I know it sounds like EDS, I know it sounds like this and that. Fuck am I meant to do about it? You know, like I keep going to doctors and explaining my pain, and when EDS has been brought up, they're just like, well, there's nothing we can do, so there's no point diagnosing you. Like, I'm doing my best to figure things out and do what's best for myself. Please don't just start telling me, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, take this supplement. Like, I have tried an absolute multitude of different things. I'm doing a daily multivitamin at the minute, and like, the vast majority of things that I've done to try to help it, I've not continued with because they don't help it. I do it for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and I don't feel any fucking different. And it's just this extra thing that takes up so much like mental and physical energy. I'm sick of it. Like, it's not fucking helping. If it helped, I'd continue doing it because I'd feel better. I don't feel any better, so I don't continue doing it. So it's the kind of thing where I don't feel like I necessarily was like born with a high pain tolerance. I don't necessarily feel like I have a high pain tolerance because I'm autistic, but I do feel like because of the way that I process things as an autistic person, and because of the way that I show and express my pain to people, and therefore the way that people have reacted to me and me saying that I'm in pain and me saying that I'm experiencing pain has resulted in me massively like gaslighting myself about pain all the time and getting very, very used to just feeling various sorts of pain. And it's happened with like various different areas, and some are like healthier or better than others, but like there's things like I've gotten tattoos in like some places that I consider like fairly painful, and it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, it hurt, but I am just going to sit there and let them do it, you know. And I've been in tattoo studios where there's men literally in tears saying how much it hurts, and like, good for you for showing your emotions. I'm not like laughing at them, but I am like, oh, I can just, like, it hurts, I can feel it. It's not that I have this high pain tolerance where like I have this like super thick skin that just doesn't feel anything. Like, I can feel it and it hurts. What am I gonna do about it? Lots of things hurt all the time and you're just supposed to deal with it, and you're just told that's how it is and get on with it. So like, why would this be any different, you know? And there's been times where it's been a bit shitter. Like, I did guitar lessons for like, I was gonna say quite a long time, for like maybe like 9 months. And there was a point where I was like, is it supposed to hurt my fingers this much to press the strings down? Because like, it's hurting my fingers. And the teacher was very like, well, yeah, like it hurts your fingers when you first start. That's just how it's gonna be. Like you deal with it. You just keep playing. So I just kept playing, and the next week when I was there, I'd been practicing. So when I started playing with the teacher, the scabs all started opening, and I was bleeding on the guitar in a way that just was very not punk rock. And he was like, Jesus Christ, you don't keep doing it until you're bleeding. And I was like, but you said to just keep doing it if it hurts. That's what happens, you know? And he was like, no, you've got like your tension on the strings, blah blah blah, music talk I don't understand. But it's things like that where I often feel like I am just doing things until that point, and not in like an actual physical bleeding point, but like if I want to, like the thing that's prompted it today is that I'm so fucking sore from having gone and done a big walk, and I've done a big walk the last couple of days, and I'm gonna go and do a big walk tomorrow because I can just pop to Shipton Hall, like walk around the grounds and have it be a really easy little day trip on like one bus ride straight there, which is insane. So I like, that's the thing, is I don't know if my body can realistically handle, like it's all uphill from Halifax to Shipton Hall, and it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful walk, and I love doing it, which is why I'm going to go and do it. It fits into my little special interest, and it's just such a fun time, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm going where my list has been. And it's like the major perk of me having moved to Yorkshire. But there is also a level of me that's like, am I not only going to like fuck my body for like the coming days after that, because I already feel like I'm in quite a lot of pain. Like that's the thing, is I'm already in pain anyway, and that's why I haven't gone out and done a lot of things for like the majority of my life, is that like going places and standing up and existing and doing things and just holding my head up while I'm sat down sometimes, all of it hurts, all of it's painful. So no, I don't want to go out and make it even fucking worse. But now I'm in a position where I do want to go out, and I don't want to make it worse, but I know that it's going to make it worse. And I don't know how far to push myself, because I don't know like how much pain is too much pain, because I didn't know that there was supposed to be no pain in the first place. You see, that's where I don't think this video is so much about like having chronic pain, so much as it's about like the processing of pain in the autistic brain. I don't know why I keep doing like stupid little voices either, but like, live with it, I'm having to. And one of the things that also concerns me a lot is that as someone who basically watched my parents fall apart and cared for them quite excessively, I watched as like their fingers would like swell up and they wouldn't be able to do anything with their fucking hands. They would stand up and they would stay, and like their bodies would still be like twisted like they were seated, because they just like flat out couldn't straighten their back. There were so many times that my parents would just fall over because their legs suddenly gave way under them. I really watched my parents get like quite physically unwell and really not be able to like do a lot of things for themselves, and not be able to get around, and lose a lot of mobility. And it's the kind of thing where I'm like, I do very much think that that's because they pushed themselves so much and they kept doing like physical jobs, and they just didn't know when to fucking stop and relax and give themselves a break. And I don't know if I'm doing the same thing, you know, because like some of the ways in which I watch my parents like get worse are things that I'm already starting to experience, and I'm like 10, 15 years younger than they were when they were starting to go through it. And I also think it's the massive thing of like, some of my parents' stuff is neglect, and they just weren't fucking good parents, and they should have been better with me, and they should have like paid more attention to me and like parented me. And I think some of it is genuinely that they hadn't really existed without pain either. Like they really did think that a lot of the pain I was experiencing was just normal pain, because that's what they'd grown up with. So what do you do about it, you know? My train of thought, where have you gone? Yeah, but obviously like, I think arthritis and a lot of like other physical things are genetic, so I do feel like it's also the slope of that. Just like whole family lines of people being autistic and having chronic pain, and I think that's like honestly a thing personally. Like I do feel like I had a point beyond that, but I've somewhat lost it, so maybe that's what you'll see in editing. Basically, I just want to get this video edited and up, because fingers crossed then when you're seeing it tomorrow, I'm in Shipton Hall. Well, I won't be in Shipton Hall, it's closed until March, but I'll be in the grounds having a whole little like fun time. But beyond whatever the fuck that point was, I do think there's just a level to which as an autistic person that's been taught that like nothing I do is fucking good enough, and I just need to be better like everyone else is and stop doing things the way that I do them, and blah 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 blah, all the internalised ableism. There is also a massive level of, I don't know where to go like with that physically as well. Like I don't know what the limits I should have are. I don't know what is a normal limit to have. I don't know how much pain is too much pain. I don't know how far I should be pushing through things. I don't know to what degree this is just chronic daily pain that I need to deal with, and then like take a couple of days to like, let's face it, probably a week at this point to like recover from and deal with, or if this is me like, you know, like prolongedly fucking up my future body options, like my future mobility and future pain levels and things like that. And it's a little bit terrifying, and I just don't know, and I just have to like keep trying to live and get on with it and see how things go, I guess. Like, I talked in my moving vlog about how in pain I was after moving into this place and like doing the physical things to try and get sorted here. And it was one of the first times that I was like really genuinely quite like scared by my own pain, because it was very like, I couldn't have physically walked to the shops to get food, you know, like it's just as well my friends had left me food here, because like I wouldn't have been able to do it. And I've always had the type of pain where it's like, it fucking hurts, but I will do what I need to do because I need to do it. And it was you know, like it was fucking horrible having just moved to a brand new place where I don't know anyone, and having it be the first time I was like, I'm physically unable to do an awful lot right now because the pain is like my joints are locking up, and it's not, things aren't moving right, and even when they do move right, it fucking hurts. It was terrifying. It was genuinely really scary, and I'm really scared of that happening again, but I'm also very aware that I'm not looking after my body in a way that will negate that from happening again, because I also just like don't know how to fucking do that, because I don't know what's normal and what isn't, because I'm autistic. And I think I'm gonna wrap up there. I think I've said pretty much everything that I have to say. It's just one of those things that I do need to like learn to get a better grip on, and learn to like take better care of myself to be able to do the things I want to do without it, you know, like taking days or weeks to like physically recover, and having like constant baths which like runs my gas up something awful. And like I've been doing like salt baths when I can, but just like running a bath and getting all of that shit ready feels like such a mammoth effort most of the time. I'm continuing the video. We're meant to be rounding it off. So yeah, like I said, please don't be diagnosing me in the comments. I would love to hear about your experiences and things that you do to like look after yourself and to feel better and to feel more rested and to like limit recovery time, or what you do within your recovery time and things like that. I would appreciate if it's not direct advice. I don't enjoy that, and I don't often find it helpful, and I would like if you didn't diagnose me. But I massively benefit from reading people be like, well, I do this and this and this, and I like this and I like that because of this. Like, that's the shit that I really help and that I really appreciate in the comments. And a bunch of my regulars do it a lot, and I really appreciate and enjoy it. And there's lots of things that I've adapted into my life from those types of comments. Telling me you should do this, I've probably already tried to. It's really annoying actually, but I think it's the thing as well of like, oh no, I'm not continuing the video, we're rounding it off. So yeah, I would appreciate comments, but like, please just like, I don't want to like censor anyone or tell anyone off or any of that, but there is just a certain way of like being respectful towards people that I think should be maintained in comment sections. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So like, I do delete quite a lot of comments because you're rude. Don't be rude, I won't delete it. So whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you're having a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year. And me and Otis will see you again in a couple of days. I'm also kind of sorry that I missed Sunday's video, but I'm also like kind of not, because I went for a big walk and then I was in pain, and like, I'm trying to live my life and like do the things that I enjoy in the place that I very specifically moved to, so that I would leave the house more often. I'm actually succeeding in that, so I'm just going with it. And I just feel really bad moving Otis right now. Look at his little fucking face. Look at this little man. He's just flawless. He's perfect. He's lovely. I adore him. That's the one downside, is I do feel kind of mean leaving him here more often. But also, we're so excited to see each other when I get home, and then we play and we have like a whole little time. And like, he's a guy that spends a lot of time sleeping. He likes good sleep. Like, there's a lot of times that I go out for like 2-3 hours and I come home and he's still in the exact same position he was in before. Oh, he's just the loveliest. He's just the sweetest. I just adore him. You're so lovely, my baby. My little boy. I keep trying to think of ways that I could take him about to places with me, but I think the fact of the matter is, me packing and moving house made him lick his ass until it was bald. putting him in a backpack, up in a little leash on him and taking him about. I just don't think he's the kind of cat for it, to be honest with you. Like, I wanted one of my friends to come stay and they were going to have to bring their dog, and I ended up being like, no, I can't do it, because I just think that having a dog in the house, even though it's like a nice dog that's not going to like go after him or anything, I think it's just going to stress him out and he's just going to like lick himself bald again like a little freak. And then I tried putting him back on the food that he actually eats, and he's definitely allergic to it. So I think it was a mixture of allergies as well as stress washing that made him so fucking patchy and seem so unwell. And it cost me a lot of fucking money in the vets. But I think I've got it figured out now. And he doesn't seem to be awfully stressed. I don't feel like the worst cat parent in the whole fucking world, because he seems to be like mostly alright now. So that's a big relief, and I'm very happy about that. Oh, he's just so lovely. I'd feel so mean to move him. You're just so handsome. Yeah, there was a sound outside. Do you want to go see what it was? Like, he is still a bit patchy, don't get me wrong. But I don't think there's any new patches. I am keeping an eye on it. Oh, I worry about him constantly, but he's so worth the worry. Not many things in life are. I cut out a lot of things that make me worry. But he's so perfect, I could never. I'll just worry about him forever and ever, and it's fine. Please don't make me physically move you. I don't want to make you leave. Imagine if this is like the longest video I've ever posted, and the entire, like, most of it's just like 90% of it's just me stroking my cat. I just don't see why anyone wouldn't want to watch this. Like, if this isn't the video I have with the most view time, I don't know what. I don't check my statistics. Everything just goes down all the time. I don't understand or enjoy looking at that stuff. I should probably just make better videos. Baby boy. Baby boy. Oh, I love you so much. See, sometimes if I just show him like too much affection, he's like, oh fuck this, actually, I don't like that. But he seems to be quite into it right now. You're so smelly. Yes. Whoever you are, wherever you are, if you have a little money, you can definitely be here.